Hello, hello, hello. Should you buy it? Yeah, you should. Oh, it is worth it. You should play. Go play that game right now. It's fun. It's Dragon Ball Z for a start. It's 17 years. I grew up playing that with my uncle. Split screen. The story was fantastic. We probably replayed that game at least 6 or 7 times. Then we looked through our collection of PS2 games we used to play as kids, and we were like, yo, I saw this crystal gem in the back, dusted it off, bang. Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi. It must have been 2. I think that's why Sparking is so good, because it feels like I'm a kid again. It makes all of us feel nostalgic in the best ways possible. A few really good things are there's no battle pass nonsense. It's got online. I've only dabbled in it, but I'm gonna be sweating that shit. 180 different characters. That's the largest roster I've ever seen. The story feels good. It's got all the different people you can play as villains. This is the 4th game in the Tenkaichi or Sparking franchise. So 17 years, yo, the graphics, major graphic update, but also not too weird where they make it look odd. Like Xenoverse was good, but this is way better the way that it looks. It's a bit stupid that you can pick to be like Super Saiyan already, instead of just transforming into them. There's so many transformations that it would take forever to get to one. In the old Tenkaichi, you have to go Super Saiyan 1, then 2, then 3. Could you imagine having to go 1, 2, 3, oh bloody god, then Ultra Instinct, Major Ultra Instinct or whatever? Could you imagine how yeah, it's nice to have a game that's just a game. Like Baldur's Gate is a good example. It's just a game. It's just a game. Like you play the game as you want. Do your own thing. Fighting's slightly different before. It's a lot more complex in the old Tenkaichi games when you played them, or if you didn't, if you're new to the games, this is amazing for you because you got the best one. You've got the best one, you've won. I feel like you can tell a lot about a person by their favorite character. Comment down below who your favorite character is. Actually, comment down below right now if you can guess who my favorite character is. It's Gohan. Gohan. More like go hard in the game because you're the best. Everything's unlockable by just playing the game. Oh, all these characters are locked. Fuck, I should have bought the deluxe, and then I realized you just unlock them as you play, which is like the best thing ever. Do you know what the best system ever was when you played Super Smash Bros. For the first time and you didn't know there was more characters because they're not unlocked, they're just not there, and then you play the game, they just go new challenger. That is the best mechanic ever. I know I'm serious in the game when I'm looking up YouTube tutorials on how to get just better and learn how technical things are. The good thing is the tutorial section is really good. The little zones, the menu's funny, like you teleport around and go, and then to do training, your Gohan and Piccolo, they don't make you pick a character because it doesn't make a difference. They just teach you the same shit, and you can go into training mode, and when you're training, you're with Vegeta. I just think it's really, I just like the way they do it. They just kept it like, everything that was good that we loved about the Tenkaichi games, this game took and said, yeah, times 10! I very rarely went onto YouTube to look it up, but I was just like, yeah, but when I did, it was mainly to understand the dodge timing, to like when you dodge, you can perfectly transition. The dodge window when you're dodging attacks, it's so tiny. It's like the hair of an ant's asshole. Nothing. It takes pure skill and timing, and I think that's why it makes it more fun to learn. And I was looking up on YouTube thinking I was doing that shit wrong. Yeah, the sparking mode, there's a part where you can just spam a square and just beat the shit out of someone, and I think that's really good. We go sparking and just give them hell for like a good, it gives you a second breather. If they're really good, there's mechanics to get out of certain situations, like forward square to like break out of something. Like you can't just, everyone calls them back shots. You can't just get back shotted for like eternity until you get destroyed. There is ways out of it, which is really clever. I do love it. It's when they catch you and they transmission behind you and then they're just wailing into you from behind. There's 1,000,001 ways you can be stuck in back shots. Play that game. The Consta game, that I think the biggest one, the way they did the stories, but considering Tenkaichi did it pretty well, but the way they do the episodes, like, because obviously they're telling the story from everything, from all the sagas, which I think is really good. They've shortened it, which is really good. I just don't think it was necessary to not do cutscenes and just do some and then do none, because it wouldn't have taken much effort. That's my main point, is they could have just made the cutscenes not these weird like PowerPoint things. It could have just been simple. When you play the game, you'll know what I mean, but it's not something that will make you go, oh no. It's just when I'm being like, meh, come on now. And I do like the way they tell it without retelling the story for no reason. They make it like you go into Wiz's staff and it shows you the timeline, and the way they do it is clever. The way they show it is bad, which I think is valid. If you don't know anything, yeah, Nah, I think they tell enough. They tell you enough to know what's going on. Another cool thing is I did a Cell one, and it's really cool how you can like change the camera or whatever. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, destruction points are interesting because you can have a like, if you pick someone who's, I think I said this earlier, if you pick someone who's really big, like go get a God mode, their DP will be a lot higher and you get a certain amount that you have to limit. So let's say your limit was like 80, and go get it would be like 50. But then like you could have anyone, there's like really low level characters like Hercule or something. With the DP points, it encourages you to make the fights more as if you are in an anime, like it's an anime battle, which is kind of the whole point that we're here for. If you're doing this fight and you're base Goku, transform into, you know, using Goku to transform into God of Goku or Ultra Instinct, just makes the fight like you're fighting fine, you're beating them, and then they start fucking giving you back shots again. You're getting whooped, completely destroyed, and then you just pull out Ultra Instinct, and then you feel like a boost. It feels like literally what it is, a power up, instead of just coming in the game fully equipped. Do you know what I mean? And then that way you use less DB points because the gameplay is really good. The reason it's good is because of mechanics. 80% of players are going to be button mashing and just kind of getting away with it. When I started learning the controls and realizing how they work, in my playthrough, I was getting whooped by Cell, and then I took a minute, I destroyed him. Gave him back shots, gave him front shots. I was hitting his face crazy. Like, closed my eyes when I was training with Piccolo for dodging. And there's audio cues as to when to get a perfect transmission. So I think, yeah, the way, if you learn the mechanics to how they're supposed to be learned and take your time. A con with the game is watching it isn't as fun as playing it. Obviously, when the hell is it? But if someone's watching, it feels good, and you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like, there's a mechanic in the game where if you do this thing where like the teleport dragon rush, I think it's called, you go pew, 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 pew. If you hit them and then you teleport behind them, go to hit them, they can just, if you press circle at the right time or R1, wherever I use classic style, you can they go to hit you, you teleport behind them, and then if you hit them, they can do the same thing. It can just go on. And it can just layer and 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 layer until someone fucks up, and that adds to the tension, which I think makes it so much more fun. If you carried on watching this video, that means you actually wanted to know the details. But the game's, you should definitely buy the game. It's fun. I don't have any qualm. The only thing is the story. If you're paying it just for the story, you might be a bit disappointed because it is a very expensive purchase. As obviously the standard of games has gone up. The consoles, like back in the day, this cost £40 for the same thing in them days. But obviously that stuff upgrades, and it's, you know, some people want to make sure they're getting the full package, and I would say this is the full package. But the story may disappoint you a little bit. But some characters' stories are shorter than others. I've heard people complain about Vegeta's ending in the Buu saga. I'm not too sure. I haven't. He's like the second biggest character, so I can see why that would annoy you. Halt! Take a minute, take a breather. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. First reviews on a game when I play them, and then after that, when I platinum a game, I'll review it properly, because then at least I've beat the game. Do you know what I mean? And there's no excuses, and it could be like, I platinum this game and this is what I think. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Oh, you didn't? What do you mean you didn't? With that being said, that's it really. There's a lot about the game that's great. You'll have a great time. You'll enjoy it. It's fun. When you play the game, my only tip is learn the mechanics, do the tutorial. It actually is helpful for once. And I will see you in ranked. Go play that game.